We at New Careers Academy welcome to all of you, and we wish you all the best for the recently conducted CDS 2 2018 paper. The paper, what we are going to discuss is the analysis of the paper, how the paper was, what is the difficulty level of the paper according to the different sections that you've seen. Now, majority of you would be feeling good, some of you might not be feeling good and have bit of problem with the paper. So I'm here at New Careers. We are trying to make it easier for you, for the paper or the coming paper, and also for this paper, to tell you how the paper was as compared to the previous year's papers. So before I start my analysis, before मैं पूरा आपको एक basic idea दूँ कि क्या paper में क्या difficulty आई, let's understand some basics of the paper. This paper, as you know, has 3 sections. That is a simple thing. The first section is of English, 120 questions. Then comes of GK, again 120 questions, and finally mathematics, which though is of 100 questions. And mathematics will only be attempted by people giving Air Force, IMA and Naval Academy papers. तो ये पेपर जो मैथमेटिक्स का है सिर्फ उनके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है, बाकियों के लिए नहीं है जो OTA के लिए हैं, whether it's men or women both. Another thing that you see from the paper is the mathematics paper. Even if any of you who's attempted the mathematics paper has not been able to do well in the mathematics paper, even then, if say for example you score 0 marks भी आपके आ जाते हैं, तो भी आपके फर्स्ट 2 पेपर्स के बेसिस पे आपको OTA के लिए कॉल आ सकती है. तो अगर आपने पेपर अटेम्प्ट भी किया है, that will be counted for. Now, let me start with the first paper that you gave was of English. क्या फर्क आया है इस पेपर में पिछले बार से और क्या डिफरेंस आया है? Let's talk about it. Now, what I see is the level of English has increased just a tad bit. In antonyms and synonyms, they've added new words which are much more tougher as compared to what you were getting in previous years. The previous year's papers have very easy words. But now, what they've done, they started to increase the level of the paper, which although is not too much. Another change in this paper has been the introduction of active voice and passive voice and reported speech. So what they've tried to do is they've tried to add new elements to the paper so that you are able to get, so for the people who are attempting this paper, this is something new for the first time. But overall, the English paper stands to be the same. The PQRS were very simple. The S1, S6, although lengthy, but were simpler enough. Continuing further, we go to the comprehensions, again very easy. Closure test, again very easy. We published the answer key for that also, you can see that with the analysis of it. Coming to the second paper, which majority of you find very difficult, is the GK section. The GK section has been a culmination of a lot of things. Let's talk about the additions which have not come too much this time around. There has been very little world geography this time around. अगर geography की बात करें, Indian geography जरूर आया है, but world geography बहुत कम आया है पिछले पेपरों के हिसाब से. The civic section in terms of social again takes the 4 seat. The civic section has been the maximum, and what they've done is very clearly they have not put a simple paper in this. They put according to a new change, because the UPSC has given a lot of question of fundamental rights in earlier papers. Directive principles. They've given it on parliament. What they've done is they've given it on autonomous councils. So, the next out-of-box thinking for UPSC is to find something which you people will not be able to attempt or find it a bit difficult. Since the section is maximum, so the paper also gets sections which have not ever come in the UPSC as of now. Coming to the next section that I start with is your current affairs. The current affairs were easy. Just a basic reading of the papers would have given you a lot of knowledge. The dominant section of the current affairs remains the defense.
Since the CDS paper is for defense, the majority of the treaties are for defense related. Now, some of you might have wasted a lot of time wasting various government schemes. I would, government schemes हम तब पढ़ेंगे जब हम UPSC civils का कर रहे हैं, but generally defense schemes in the CDS paper tend to be more coming rather than the other schemes. Yes, the schemes were there, basic defense, your basic schemes were there. Now, the paper difficulty was the same as earlier. They have gone back to the UPSC civils pattern again, giving choices 1, 2, 3, 4, कौन सा correct होगा, कौन सा नहीं. इसके लिए सबसे smartness होना चाहिए कि आपको जो option आता है, you can say for example 1, 2, 3 option दिए हैं, तो अगर आपको लगता है आपका first 100% correct है, it does narrow down a bit of options. So UPSC has been given this for a quite time, and the paper was very much on the expected lines. The science section is the section which one should concentrate on, and biology in the science section is the section which was maximum weighted upon. Now I come to the third paper जो OTA वाले हैं उनके लिए first 2 papers ही हैं. जो third paper है वो है mathematics का. This paper that I'm referring to is only for the people attempting IMA, Naval Academy and your Air Force Academy. The paper was very simple, but what happens is majority of you don't have a time or sitting for it. I will not talk much about this paper. I find it very simple, and I'll be putting up videos on finding the easiest questions of the paper and how you could have solved 60 questions in a matter of just 1 hour to push your cutoffs up. Now, the main question that arises, or the majority of you feel, कि इस paper की cutoff क्या जाएगी? The paper has 2 things in it: an overall cutoff and a sectional cutoff. Well, the sectional cutoff will remain 20%. There will be no change in the sectional cutoff. But the overall cutoff, I like to give analysis from the CDS 1 2017 paper, because that's the last cutoff we have had. So for IMA it was 125. Do I expect a change? No. The math section, again being very easy, will make sure that the cutoff remains the same. Another thing is the number of seats in IMA are reducing, so the cutoff but obvious would remain the same. Naval Academy also would see a lesser cutoff than IMA, is because of the reason only engineers can apply. The second thing is the age criteria. So very few of you will meet that criteria. I would expect the cutoff for this to go a bit low to 116. Now coming to the next one is AFA. The AFA cutoffs will again be the same, around 140, 145 region. 2017 was 144. Expecting the English a bit tough. Now, the final section that I would like to talk about is OTA men and women. It was 82 in 2017, so expect anything between 80 to 85. English paper saw a bit of increase in difficulty, but the competition has also increased. There were certain very easy sections, which I would say again. So the cutoff should remain between 80 to 85. I'm going a bit on the lower side, say for example, let it be 80. On the higher side, if you want to be 100% certain, let it be 85. So anything between 80 to 85 should be your basic cutoff. Soon enough, we'll post videos of the entire paper, every answer of it, and I'll be posting paper about the mathematics section and how you could have solved it easier. Then again, thanking you from New Academy side.